All right, we are back again with another opening of Haunted Hoops. So I've uploaded a ton on this channel of the Haunted Hoops product from last year. Unfortunately with this year, it looks like they're only doing the 40 packs bundle. There was a 90 packs for like $30 at Costco last year. These are now going to only be 40 packs for $20. I got these at Walmart. I've seen them around a couple other places online, but what's different about this year's product, there are numbered cards in here. So they've expanded the inserts and special cards quite a bit this year compared to last year. So we still have the slime, we still have the webs, we have the candy still, and then you got your numbered cards. And I would believe, hopefully they're still doing the rookie, sophomore, rising stars. But without further ado, because it's going to be a bit of a long video, not as long as last year's, these are only 40 this time, but let's get into these. So the goal last year, roughly, it ended up being about at least one web or candy corn, sometimes like 2 webs per 1 candy corn, maybe closer to like 3 webs. That was the rate we were seeing last year, but oh boy, they're just falling out the sleeve. But I was hooked on these because the second sleeve I bought of this stuff, I pulled the candy corn Wemby, the Rising Stars one. That's the #1 chase card in the entire set last year. So I was kind of just chasing that feeling again for most of the next few months. And I never got close to it again, obviously. I also pulled a Derek Lively candy corn. That was probably the next best one. And then everything else is kind of just like some neat little web cards. I never got a Wemby web, but I am considering it because then I'll have the full, not the full set, but I'll have most of them. I'm really struggling with this. I did have someone tell me it was a lot harder to open these than most packs. So let's see if that's true. Precious Achua and Tyler Hero Orange Zion. So it feels like last year's cards, they were a bit more, in fact, since I'm in my closet here, which actually shout out the new recording space. This is just my closet where I shove all my cards, jerseys, obviously closed, but hopefully that the audio is a little bit better in here. But since I'm in here, I can just grab one of these real quick. So this was last year's card. Taking a look at the back here. I don't know if I'm just tripping maybe, but if these ones feel less Halloween-y than these ones do. I don't know. I'm probably tripping on that, but that's just my initial reaction. So, start making a pile. Okay, Jaden Ivey, Andre Jackson Jr. So is that one of our webs here? Or what's... Yeah, I think this is supposed to be a web. Little foil holographic thing going on there. The web is kind of like orange this year. That's a nice touch. Which actually, I think I might have pulled a web of Andre Jackson. Sounds familiar. Last year. So, curious, if I pulled that on the second pack, are those going to be more common this year? Part of me kind of hopes not. It was like they were the perfect rarity last year for what you're buying. You're getting hundreds of cards and you're going to pull like 2 to 3 per $30 you spend if you were buying them at the store like that. Sion James. So that's also another thing that's interesting with these. We have not team branded, but Draft Combine branded rookies in these packs. that was not a thing last year, and I don't see this very often in any of the packs kind of crossing over between one draft class and the other. So usually you just have to kind of wait for it. So there's Harrison Ingram. So these aren't true rookies, so they don't get the little rookie thing in the top right there. So now we got quite a few piles going. And then there's Isaiah Collier. All right, and there's our first slime, Tyus Jones. Pretty similar design to last year. Nothing new there. And there's Andre Jackson again. Keyshawn George, Christian Brown, Mark Williams. Let's go do this. Got that. I'm gonna have to come up with a new method here really quick on these. These are not easy to open for some reason. Norman Powell. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Sasser, and Scottie Pippen Jr. Clint Capella, Bryce Sensabaugh, Duncan Robinson. Got Scotty Barnes, Kobe Buffkin, Da Silva. Got Quickly, Keegan Murray, and Cason Wallace. So not getting that many rookies yet. We've got 3 true rookies and then a draft guy. Obi Toppin, Lou Dort, Cole Anthony, Jabari Smith, and Cam Spencer. So these have been a bit of an oof so far. Still very early. DeMar DeRozan, Kelly Olynyk, Lonzo. We need to be getting more rookies in these than this. Yuki Kawamura, there's one. Ben Simmons. You know what I feel like I kind of notice? This, the rookie logo kind of blends into the web a little, just on first glance. So there's a chance I might have seen another rookie and slipped it in somewhere. I'm going to have to definitely go back through and look at all these. TJ, Clint Capella, and Bronny James. Hamihakes and a Matas slime. So, and then there's Alex Sar as well. So that's probably our best pack. So that's kind of just an example of the variations that are going to be in this set now. Last year it was so simple, but this year you got some of the standard hoops inserts that are going to be mixing in with the orange and the slime, it looks like, and even just the base. Last year I got very close. There's just a couple more rookies I think I need to buy off eBay, but I pretty much completed the rookie set all the way through the slimes for every guy. There's Anthony Edwards, Keldon Johnson, and Aaron Wiggins. Jalen Brunson. There's Dalton. So now it really feels like the rookies are flowing. Grady Dick. Grady's another guy I'm watching pretty closely this year because it feels like you got 5 or 6 other guys that are kind of built like him playing a similar position. There's Booker, Caleb Martin, Bam. They got RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, just for to name off 3 of them. Then you got guys like Agbaji as well. So he's going to be fighting for a lot of minutes. Cam Christie and Stephon Castle. Jordan Hawkins, Michich, Miles Bridges. Anthony Davis, Jaden Ivey, and Malachi Branham. Embiid, Draymond, Anthony Black. I just actually pulled it's called a Genesis out of the, oh gosh, what set was that? I don't think I have it behind me. It's not Optic. I'm spacing on what the set is, but we got Topich, Salon, and Kobe Buffkin. Cam Reddish, Johnny Furphy, and Zach Edey. Tyus, Mo Wagner, Trace Jackson. This might be a bit of a hot take because everybody wants all the numbered and limited cards or whatever. I liked last year's better. Well, there's Victor and Trace Jackson and Kelly. I liked it better when it was a lot simpler, I think, because one, you got a lot more cards for the price you were paying if you're getting the 90s for that $30 mark. And this year's set, it's $20 for 40 packs. It's not even close to as good of value as what they were last year. And last year's, I like just being able to mindlessly kind of rip for an hour and not have many expectations. Miles Turner, Bud Carrington. I guess that's just to say I'm kind of addicted to ripping packs a little bit. But when you can rip for the better part of an hour for like 30 bucks, I'll take that every time, even if I'm not going to get a one of one whoever. Cam Spencer, Cat, Max Christie. Mobley, Schroeder, Giannis. Well, we got a web on the second pack too. So I can't say that this has been a bad... I just pulled another one. Let's get the back card first here. Harrison Barnes. So I don't want to... Oh, it's just a Thunder. Hey, it's Shea. And actually, this is a little different than the other one. Because it's got... I forget what this one's called. So I will take that. I don't know if that necessarily... It probably about pays for the sleeve. Only 20 bucks this year. Looks like I'm going to have to maybe cut this video short after just one sleeve, though. Another Bronny there. Pakoma Dadier. And Ryan Nembhard. So if I talk shit about the webs and Haunted Hoops again, do I pull another web? Does it work? Nope. Terry Rozier. So, 2 webbed cards in 20 sleeves. That was a great pace last year. Alex Sarr. Anthony Black. So if we're getting 2 webs per 40 cards, I'll take that. Marcus Smart, Jalen Williams, and Rob Dillingham. Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby. I really want to see what a candy looks like this year, though. I got 3 more sleeves here. I'm going to try and contain myself to that this year, because not as great of a draft class, and it's not as great of value as I have said. And there's Jokic. And I just want to save up some cash for when it goes back to Topps and see what I just feel like they're going to put out some banger stuff, especially with this new draft class coming in with Cooper Flagg and everyone. I want to put more of my money towards that one, so I'm trying not to go crazy this year, but I got 3 more to try and pull a candy. I'm not going to open a dozen sleeves this year. So that's the goal. Get a candy. Hartenstein, Donovan Clingan, and Alex Caruso. All right, so one of these is almost dead, so I'm going to cut it short there, and I'll upload the others in separate videos. If you guys have opened any of the Haunted Hoop stuff, let me know what you've got, what you think of it. Overall, I'd say I like last year's simplicity and just mindless ripping more. Everybody loves a little variety, but if it doesn't feel like Haunted Hoops when you have this many different inserts in there. So I will catch you guys in the next video.